Hello everyone and welcome back to the Catalyst Corner. We have a great show for you today. I've been traveling all weekend, but I wanted to make sure that I put out a video for you tonight because we have a lot of tickers, in my opinion, that are set up perfectly in a buy zone right now. We're going to go over all of those in this show today. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do that at this time because we are closing in on 25,000 subs, and it would do this channel a solid if you would hit that subscribe button below. And if you love to slap the ass, then hit that like button as well. But as always, if you're a market dumping little
Say what?
then you can hit that dislike button. Don't be that guy. Let's get into the show. First ticker I feel like is in a perfect buy zone right now is PUGE. It has had a lot of attention the past 2 weeks, a ton of volume being traded on this ticker, and it has came into a consolidation period that I feel is the time for the next leg up. A couple tweets I want to talk to you about. Julia tweeted out on October the 11th, PUGE coming in hot with 5 pending acquisitions. This company is going to be putting out acquisition after acquisition. So all of those are catalysts, and every time one of those acquisitions come out, this stock price is going to continue to rise. And it is a pretty cheap stock at this point, 1.2 cents, I believe. I feel like 2 cents is coming in a hurry. GMC of Florida, FL Healthcare System, D&D Rehab Centers, Care Suites, Behavioral Centers of Florida, all paid for via preferred B shares. They are not going to dilute this stock. Multi-million revenues coming. CEO last year was running a $1.4 billion revenue hospital. And another tweet on October 16th from Augie, who I covered in the other video because he has a ton of DD. Go follow him on Twitter if you want to really research PUGE. Here's one of the companies PUGE is acquiring, incorporated in February of 2010, currently has 92 employees. They were 3.5 to 3.6 in revenues, respectively. D&D anticipates income of approximately $5 million for 2021. And he also replied to that tweet saying, here's another acquisition we should hear any day. So this is another catalyst coming out. Incorporated in October of 2017, revenues of $5.5 million. PPP confirmed the average industry payroll is 47% than BSSF, which confirms BXCSF is legit. PJET CEO Karen Fordham also put out a video just this week discussing all the things that PJET has coming up for their shareholders. This is a fantastic video. I'm going to play that so you can watch it right now. The video is about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So if you want to come back and watch that later, you can, or you can fast forward through. But this is a great video for you to watch, and I'm going to hit that play button right now.
I'm Karen Fordham, President and CEO of PUGE Technologies. For the past 20 years, I have been honored to serve people and communities throughout the country as a hospital CEO and administrator. But today, I'm excited to share the plans we have at PUGE Technologies that will shift care and in turn improve outcomes for patients. We'll do this by providing patients with better access to primary care and other preventative services while keeping costs low. At PUGE, we believe the time is now for us to become a leader in the ever-changing healthcare landscape and expand on the critical need for people to access services when and where they need them. We believe in the potential of the healthcare service industry, as it is a $1 trillion industry and growing. In fact, the healthcare service industry accounts for 17% of the US GDP. We are investing heavily in primary care because data, policy, and trends suggest that primary and preventative care will play a bigger role in the future healthcare delivery systems. Along with primary care, we are bringing other types of care into the mix, such as mental health, which is often overlooked or not addressed appropriately. According to the National Alliance of Mental Illness, 1 out of every 5 families need mental health services. We are making our vision a reality by developing an integrated delivery system that includes multiple services in a single location, from primary care doctors to behavioral health care, labs, pharmacies, and more. These one-stop shop care centers will be located initially in Florida and eventually around the country. Let me point out that this is a strategy backed by an outstanding team of both financial and healthcare experts. I'm very pleased to announce a new team member, Carlos Arce, who has taken on the role as Chief Legal and Compliance Officer. Carlos brings to the table a robust background in mergers and acquisitions with a deep specialty in healthcare law, and I'm honored to have him on our team. PUGE is also branching out into other industries beyond healthcare. We're excited about getting into medical real estate as a way of helping medical professionals to focus on what they do best, delivering patient care. Our other initiatives, such as climate technology, nanotechnology, and healthcare logistics, will also serve the end goal of creating synergies in both cost and revenue in the healthcare sector. I look forward to giving you more updates like this soon. Thank you for all of your interest and all of your support.
Wow, what a great video from a great CEO. And that just simply makes me want to. Okay, I'm not going to go all in, but let's take a look at the chart. Here's the one-day chart for PUGE, but what I really want to show you is the 1 hour chart, because these lines are what go along with that. But as you can see, we have some really nice consolidation right here around the 1.15 cent mark. Let's take a look real quick at the 1 hour chart, and so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about right here. If we scroll in here, we've got 3 consolidation lines right in this area, and then we take off. And then we have this consolidation area, then we take off. And then what do we have right now? We have this high, we've had this consolidation area, and guess what's next? That's right, we're about to take off. I'm looking for an entry point in PUGE anywhere in the 1.2s, maybe 1.20 or anything below that. I'm going to try to get in and get some size tomorrow, because this thing I believe is ready to go. And I believe this 1.15 mark, 1.18 is really the bottom of PUGE right now, and it's about to take off. Keep PUGE on your watch list. Our next ticker is NHMD, which is we covered a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, which is Nate's Mining. They are a Bitcoin mining company that just dropped a 10K last week discussing their new business venture into Bitcoin. So we're going to take a look at it real quick, because it's been doing exactly what I said it was going to do in the chart. It's consolidating nicely in the 0.009 cent range, and we're about to break that penny mark. And when we do, I think this thing's going to fly. So for me right now, this is in a great buy zone. Let's take a look at a couple tweets. The reason I think NHMD is about to take off is because there's a few catalysts coming up for it that I think is going to make a difference in the stock price. As you can see right here, on October the 12th, they put out a tweet. We updated our 10K to fully explain our current operations that includes Bitcoin mining operation and our goal to acquire 25,000 terahash in mining capacity in the next 12 months. And then below that, they actually had someone reply, why not put that flavor in a PR now, let the broader market know? And the reply was, we will shortly. Right now needed to update the 10K and the 10Q that is due this week. We're expecting that 10Q to drop on possibly Monday or Tuesday, because the 10K dropped last week. So when that drops and we get some more news and a PR comes out, this thing's going to break 1 penny, and I believe it's going to fly. Let's take a look at its chart. Okay, here we are on the NHMD chart. These are the same support and resistance lines that I drew for you back here 2 or 3 days ago. Actually, it's the weekend, so it's more days ago than that. But right here was this area that I was trying to buy in at, and it has pretty much stayed in this consolidation range right here. We have, as you can see, ran all the way up to 1.05 before it was brought back down. Once again, we ran up here to 1.5, ended up closing red on the day at 0.0091. But once again, someone's trying to hold this down, because obviously we've got this strong psychological resistance of 1 penny. So when it hits here, lots of shorts come and hit this stock. Once this thing breaks, shorts have to cover. This thing's going to run. If you go back and look, how far can this thing run? You have to go all the way back to 2016 before you see another high, which is at 1.75 cents. And if someone's still holding today from 2016, God bless you, because that's crazy. But once, in my opinion, there is no resistance then. We really have blue skies once we break this 1 penny mark, and this thing could continue to run depending on the news coming out. I expect big things out of NHMD. Keep it on your watch list. Once again, I want to discuss IFAN and all the rumors going around about who their merger candidate is. Obviously, we had the OTC market update with the officers, like I've been saying in my previous videos. It was going to be a catalyst. It ran the stock hard, but it pulled back because so many people out there are spreading FUD about what this merger is going to be. They're trying to say it's a $900,000 construction company, and I guess those people don't realize that a $900,000 construction company can't buy a multi-million-dollar shell company. It's more expensive than their entire operation. That's complete insanity. They're either trying to short the stock and keep it down, or they're trying to keep it down so they can buy cheaper shares. I'm not sure. But SSM Monopoly, they're not going to put and sell off IFAN to some cheap company, because all that's going to do is have everyone drop all the faith they have in SSM Monopoly and Krisa Management, and no one is going to buy their tickers. They're not going to do that. We did have some fantastic news, however, in some of the court documents. If you look at Armani, give him a follow. He has a lot of DD on these SSM Monopoly tickers. But in the court ruling, as you can see up here, he says, when did IFAN share structure cancellations? When did they have those? As far as I know, we have not, but it's in the court letter. As you can see right here, additionally, new management was appointed and deficiencies in the books and records of the finances and shareholdings of the company were addressed. Now, we know there's been some dilution because they're addressing those deficiencies, which is fine because it's not affecting the price action that much, in my opinion. It's all retail with panic. But if you look here, including formalizing the cancellation of improperly issued shares, and we have the number 4 here, which down here says, see the September 30th, 2021 shareholder meeting minutes attached. So if they have not actually canceled shares, IFAN already has an amazing share structure. So if there are cancellations of improperly issued shares, that's going to make this thing move even faster. Makes me even more of a fan of this stock. People can spread all the FUD they want. We won't know who the merger candidate is going to be until hopefully maybe this week. That should be coming out once this court gets finalized, and we actually know who this is going to be. So everyone's speculating. In my opinion, I'd rather speculate for the best, because if AAPT had a $200 million merger, there's no way IFAN is going to be below that, in my opinion. The company is not going to take the risk of selling this to some crazy company and risk the rest of their stocks. Let's take a look at a tweet from SSM Monopoly a few months ago. On August the 20th, SSM Monopoly put out, we have been extremely busy working behind the scenes on all fronts. We are confident that our loyal shareholders will soon see the value that we are about to unleash. Thank you for your continued patience and support. They also put out a tweet for people not to be speculating on who the merger company is, and do not believe anything anyone says until they actually put it out. And that's who we're waiting on to put the information out, so we know exactly who this company is. This is going to be a banger merger. I don't care what everybody on Twitter and everyone else is saying about who they're merging into. IFAN is going to fly. Let's take a look at their chart. Here's the IFAN chart. Right here is where we had that information on the OTC markets come out. It absolutely ran all the way back up here to 3.35 cents. It ran over a penny in about 5 minutes. But once again, I think shorts have their hands in this thing too, because they do have this resistance line that we had this channel we're trading in. They hit this thing hard. People are still concerned about who the merger is, so a lot of people sold off. We ended up stopping here about the 2.4 cent mark, which in my opinion, once again, gives me another opportunity to buy. I do believe that right here at the 2.15, 2.13 is pretty much the bottom for IFAN. So if you can get that thing anywhere under 2.2, congratulations to you, because you're going to see this thing pass 3 cents again. Once the merger candidate comes out, I think we're going to pass 4 cents again, and possibly even 5 cents, mainly because if you look at AAPT and AVVH, when their merger candidate came out, they were at all-time highs. So everyone sold off. They took their profits. Where's IFAN at right now? It's at a complete bottom base. Everyone's already sold off. So when we find out this merger and it's going to be a banger, this thing is absolutely going to take off, in my opinion. So keep IFAN on your watch list. Another ticker that we have not covered, but I'd like to cover, and I've discussed it a lot on this channel, is AAPT, which is another SSM monopoly play. We already know that they have merged. As you can see in this tweet, AAPT closes a $200 million acquisition of Quora. They put out several tweets also about changing the ticker name. As you can see right here, AAPT, now that we are one with Quora, a name and CUSIP change would be nice, and they put out a vote, so it looks like the ticker change will be KORA. They also put out a tweet up here on October the 8th. AAPT excited to announce partnership with SRAX, a $2 million deal to conduct digital marketing and consumer data management. The more we find out about this company, the more this thing's going to run, the more catalysts that come out. I think it's in a good buy zone right now. I couldn't find it when I was looking on Twitter, but the CEO of this company actually put out a tweet, AAPT, and all he had was a picture of the moon. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does. This thing may consolidate for a while right here where it is. This is a long trade in my opinion, but it's in a great buy zone. Let's take a look at the chart. Here's AAPT, and the reason I like this so much is because look at this beautiful channel that we've been trading in. This thing right now, I think once again the bottom is 2 cents. Everybody decides that the bottom is 2 cents. AAPT, IFAN, FBCD that we're going to talk about in just a second. But if you can get this thing at the 2 cent range, this thing is going to bounce. Look at every single time that it's hit 2 cents. It's absolutely bounced. So in my opinion, AAPT is in a perfect buy zone. If you buy it at 2.25, all you're risking is back down to 2. If you break this resistance, there's not really any resistance left. So in my opinion, we break this and we're clear skies back up here to 3.42, the all-time highs. To me, this is a great buy zone. It's a great long hold. There's no way by the end of December into January that this thing is anywhere near 2 cents. We're going to be in the 4 cent, 5 cent range. The more information this company puts out and the more catalysts that come along our way. Keep AAPT on your watch list. I've not talked about FBCD in a while because it pretty much just keeps being held down and it's consolidating nicely, but it's time to bring it back to your attention because this week we should see officer updates on FBCD that should hopefully at this time actually give it that push to get ahead of this resistance. It's one of the only stocks that has not broken its highest all-time high of 3.25. All the rest of them, AAPT, AVVH, IFAN, all the other custos ran that before we got the news. FBCD is having a really hard time doing that, but I think when we finally get who this merger is, this thing's going to fly. It's sitting right now at 2.06 exactly on this support line. Look how many times this thing has bounced off of 2 cents. This may be the perfect buy zone of any of the tickers we've talked about today. The other reason I like FBCD so much is because Krisa Management and SSM Monopoly actually put out a tweet that said they were being extra careful with this one, which tells me this may be one of the biggest mergers we see this winter. It would not surprise me if this is the biggest merger, especially out of the SSM Monopoly group. We're just going to have to wait and see. Hopefully we get news this week. Keep FBCD on your watch list. Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end, and thank you for all you OGs that have been putting the comments down below all this week on these videos. And so this week we're going to do it a little differently. Use the word multi, create any sentence you want to, and put down in the comments below. I want to read how creative you are. Also, we need to come up with a name for all you OGs and all these super subscribers that we have. I'm thinking of the Catalyst Club, possibly the C class, because of all of us average Joes making money out here in the OTC. So if you have a name that we can come up for our subscriber group, put that down below as well. I'd love to read through them and come up with something for all of us. And guys, thank you for watching once again. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and until next time, we'll see you on the next video.